this is TG Retro Gamers. Welcome to episode 19. Today you'll see us play the SNES, none other than Donkey Kong Country, developed in 1994 by Rare. As much as I know, really, Forbes, to be honest. I wasn't really studying on this one.
That's right, we're time warping back to 1994 today, as Michael said there. We're revisiting the Super Nintendo and we're looking at the classic of Donkey Kong Country. I'm banana flinging Forbes Longdon.
I've gone bananas, Michael Langerbeer.
So, Michael, what's our motivation to revisit the Super Nintendo today? Can you think why we decided to?
Yeah, I kind of just want to jump back to like really retro games. You know? We've done quite a few newer games, obviously retro now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted that old style, just like 2D. Obviously, this isn't 2D, is it?
Well, it's based on 3D silicon workbench models.
That's right,
so
yeah.
Playing in a 2D environment.
One of the first games to do that as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I think there was a previous game on the Amiga, I think in 1993, that attempted sort of silicon workstation graphics.
Yeah.
And then Rare, I think, paid £80,000 per workbench to be able to create this title for the Super Nintendo.
Wow.
Now, it paid off for them in the end, which we'll cover a little bit later in the episode. But as it stands here, we've got a super impressive title which came out comparatively late in the life cycle for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
You know, we were warming up towards the Sony PlayStation, the Sega Saturn by this point.
Yeah.
32-bit era, the Sega 32X already being on the market, other early 32-bit competitors being the Panasonic 3DO, the Amiga CD32 and the 64-bit Atari Jaguar as well.
That's right. I mean, I remember some critics said that this game saved the SNES because of the upcoming PlayStation and the growth on Sonic as well.
Yeah, it certainly gave it a massive stay of execution.
Yeah.
Now this game sold by the bucket load, which again we'll sort of touch on a little bit later in the episode, but this is a highly successful game. It's not to everyone's taste, I've got to say though, because it is extremely difficult. It's a very, very difficult game. Now, I remember playing this sort of... I think I first got into this game when I was an early teenager, because I didn't have a Super Nintendo until, you know, I got into my teen years, so I could afford to buy things myself. And I did buy this game, and I did find it hilariously hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really passed this one. I mean, it's my knowledge was Donkey Kong. It was, you know, the Game & Watch.
Yeah.
That,
the little orange Game & Watch,
that was amazing.
1982, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was up to Mario Kart. So I've not really vast knowledge on Donkey Kong. However, I've always enjoyed these sort of games, especially on the SNES. And stuff.
Yeah, I think when you're going to go back through the SNES's back catalogue of games, you're going to think of a select amount of titles straight away.
Yeah.
Off the bat, Zelda being one of them, Metroid, Mario, Super Mario Kart. And Donkey Kong Country is certainly there with it as well, along with the deluge of JRPGs that were on the system, which put it above the Mega Drive at that point, certainly amongst the hardcore gaming fraternity.
Yeah. Now,
your Mega Drive was more your casual gamers console of its day, much in the same way the PlayStation range of consoles have been now. Sega were very much the casual audience, whereas Nintendo were capturing the more hardcore audience, and that's very evident when looking at Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, it's a difficult game. It's a game for gamers.
That's right.
So
yeah, let's rate this game. Let's see if it's playable to today's standards.
Okay,
or if it's worth just leaving in the barrel.
Like it. Right. Okay. So as we can see here, we've got a battery backup saving system. Now the first bulb's actually completed the game to 96%.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's not me. I'm actually the 11% one. But for the sake of this, I'm going to erase one of the games, which is that one there, and that's what I'm going to play. You've got a one-player version, you have a two-player counter-operative, and you have two-player cooperative as well.
Diddy Kong, isn't it?
Diddy Kong, yeah.
Diddy Kong, yeah.
He was created for this series of games, and got his own spin-off game in Diddy Kong Racing, which came out on Nintendo 64 in 1997.
Oh, interesting.
Right, okay. So basic story behind this, King K. Rool has taken the banana supply of Donkey Kong's, and he's looking to get them back.
Oh, don't do that.
He's pretty annoyed the fact that his bananas have gone. Now you can see you've already got a really slick title here.
Yeah.
Sometimes what you could accuse Donkey Kong of being is quite difficult to see where you're supposed to be going, and that can be a bit of a problem with the game because there's a lot of browns. Donkey Kong sort of mixed in there with them. Diddy Kong acts as an extra life for you in this game, so you can use him much in the same way Crash Bandicoot used the idea later on with the masks. It would give you a stay of execution with an extra bit of life.
Right, so he cannot die, but obviously if you get hit, he goes, yeah?
Yeah.
That's right. Cool.
Right, I found a secret already.
Oh, nice.
Now, Donkey Kong is full of little secrets in the game, adding to the overall longevity of the game. Now, there's 40 levels on the SNES version, 41 on the Game Boy Color version, which came out in the year 2000. So it came out quite a bit later, 6 years after the main game, which came out on Super Nintendo. Now, as you can see, we've just completed that level pretty much perfectly. So it starts you off quite easily. We've got all 4 Kong letters, which you've got to look for in each level, and also there is a secret in pretty much all the levels, if not more. Now, you can see we've already got a change of decor and a change of enemies as well, which is quite a revelation for back in the 16-bit era.
Yeah,
this is really, really clever stuff. Now, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I do. What happens if you collect them all?
Well, I mean, it's just completist, really.
Yeah.
You just really want to be able to get all the collectibles that are in the
Like
title
you do
itself.
with Sonic. You've got to get everything.
Well, it's the set amount of rings, isn't it, that you've got to get in Sonic, whereas this, you can see sort of, there's subtle little things there, like, when you grab the rope, like, see how he's coming a bit closer to the screen? Now, that's a clever technique. Oh.
So I was a bit unsure. I mean, it's obviously we can see it's 2D.
Yeah.
But yeah, just how round the characters are, and the things that are coming out.
Yeah, everything's very smooth, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really paid off with the expense of creating this game, because believe you me, it was a very expensive game to make.
Yeah.
Is he coming down?
Am I right to think there was only 20 people that made this game?
Yes, 20 people.
It's incredible.
Which, by today's standards, you wouldn't be able to create a game like that. Not even an independent team, really.
Well, they could probably make a game, I guess.
Well, you'd say that. It's very difficult to make this sort of game now. Right, okay. So it's getting a bit tense.
Yeah, I do like the way you change characters as well. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, because I died as Donkey Kong, I became Diddy.
Yeah.
Which, again, some of the enemies do actually require a couple of hits before they'll actually go down for the count.
Yeah.
So you've got to be very, very careful.
You really do.
Yeah, and sometimes it gets very distracting if you've got that second player with you, because you sort of lose a little bit of track of who you are. That was a restore point, so if I do die, I can actually respawn there.
Right, cool.
So that's helped me out a little bit. Maybe it's telling me that it's going to get a little bit difficult from here. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah. That's cheap.
Or did he?
Okay, we can go that way, it's good.
Okay.
Tries to keep the game as fluid as possible, so you're not really wandering around too long. They're annoying.
They're quite annoying.
Yeah, they are. They've been the cause of my... See, there's a little bit of a problem there, because naturally he should have grabbed onto that rope. He didn't. Hopefully it's not going to start me back from where I was. No, there we go. Right, so you can take that. Okay, there's a present for you. Free gift from Two Grumpy Retro Gamers.
I really like the rain effect on this one.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's all sorts of different techniques that the SNES pulls off here, which, even as a hardcore Sega fanboy, I can recognise that this is put well above the Mega Drive standards of graphics. Yeah. Not even later titles like Vector Man could really match this sort of quality of graphics.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think Sega really even had the budget to be able to pull this sort of stuff off anyway.
This is probably Nintendo's desperate attempts to get back into the game.
Well, yeah, that's pretty impressive. Oh, Mr. G. Mr. G, I got Con.
Con.
To be honest, I'm actually having a good time playing this.
Yeah.
Now, we covered an episode recently, I think, on the Sega Master System, where I was doing Alex Kidd, and I wasn't really having a good time playing that, was I, Mike?
No, you really didn't. I love how vibrant colours these are as well.
Yeah. I mean, this is a very busy screen, isn't it, for what's going on here? Yeah, the animation's really good. He's telling me stuff. For the sake of time, we don't really have, the attention span to be listening to it.
No. With the character of Donkey Kong himself,
Yeah.
why did they decide with the red tie? What was that about?
I don't know. Do you know what? I don't know.
I mean, that's clothing to him, then technically he's naked.
Yeah.
He's just wearing the red tie.
Yeah, that is very true, actually. I didn't actually think about that. Oh my god, we've got jumping enemies now.
Nicely done.
It get intense. There's a tyre in a cave. I presume that everybody on Donkey Kong Island can drive. People wild. Okay, right. So, the game tries to be as different as possible throughout the time that you're playing it. So the levels are vastly different from each other each time. You get sort of your default like jungle scenario, but you do get caverns, you get water levels, you get all sorts of stuff like this.
Oh.
That's absolutely fantastic. There's a secret again. A secret.
I think I mentioned all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Got an absolute bananas one, isn't it?
I know. Not in this case. If anything, I'm playing this quite tame. Donkey Kong's aiding in getting me all these bananas.
Oh wait, so with 100 bananas you get a life.
Yes. Right, okay, so up we go. Avoid that fly, because he's annoying.
It's a shame you just die on the first hit, you know, unlike Sonic. You'd think maybe he lost his bananas.
Yeah, plenty of snakes. That's true to life.
Well, you got your Kong this time.
I did. Okay, so... Right, there we go. We've done a few levels of the game. Now, let's talk about what we've learned here, what we've discovered. You know, I think I've competently played that for not playing it for a good number of years.
Yeah. Better than Alex Kidd.
Won't mention that.
You mentioned it.
Did I? Right. So, as we've worked out here, this game's been re-released a couple of times, so you're not constricted to playing this on just the Super Nintendo. As I covered there, you've got the Game Boy Color version, which came out in the year 2000, and you had the Virtual Console version starting with on the original Wii, which was 2007. That came out for that.
Mm-hmm.
You had 2012 for the Wii U, and then you had late 2016 for a pixel perfect version on the new 3DS.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You played that?
No, I haven't.
No.
I've got a new 3DS, but I don't download Super Nintendo games. I'm purist. I have to play on the original hardware. So,
Yeah.
you know, I get a bit funny if I'm playing on a third-party pad. So, you know, a nerd like me, you know, my mind will just explode if I'm playing it on anything other than the original hardware.
I think something else explodes, to be honest.
Well, so, $3 million budget for this in the USA. So you can attribute the sales to this game a lot on Nintendo's marketing techniques.
Yeah.
Now, you had serials in the USA that were running promotions for this game, retailers offering music CDs that you could get as a pre-order bonus. I believe this copy here would have originally come from an audio CD. It's not in the box now because the soundtrack is so banging you wouldn't have taken it out of your CD player in 1994. So yeah, the music CD was actually offered as a retail item in March of 1995.
Oh, separately?
Yes, it was.
Wow.
You could buy it. Much in the same way Sega were offering their choice 16-bit cuts back in sort of the mid-90s when CD technology was becoming more and more affordable.
Mm.
So now, when Rare were developing this game, they went to the Twycross Zoo and observed the behaviour of gorillas to see that they could get the motion capturing right for gorillas and stuff. Yeah.
I quite like that.
Yeah, so you can see where Donkey Kong's walking there.
Yeah.
That would have been motion captured from, presumably,
The
a
gorilla?
gorilla.
Yeah.
It's probably dead now. Rest in peace, Harambe. Let's throw him in there. Alright, so this used SGI technology, and an alias technology as well, which was designed as a proprietary tool for the Super Nintendo. Right, okay, so basically Miyamoto had not much to do with this game at all, considering Donkey Kong is his baby, and it was Tim Stamper from Rare that was the director of this game, and Miyamoto only added a few little features in later on into the game. which is quite rare for Nintendo themselves, excuse the pun. Rare being a second-party developer for Nintendo at the time, they're very trusted with this franchise, which Nintendo don't often do, being a Japanese company and Rare being English. It was you don't get that sort of camaraderie usually between the East and the West. So that's another key pivotal feature for Donkey Kong itself. And this technology that was used in Donkey Kong was actually later used in Killer Instinct, which came out a year later on the Super Nintendo.
Really?
Beat 'em up like Street Fighter.
No.
Well, more like Mortal Kombat actually, I think. But yeah, that's the lay of the land with the technology it used with the Super Nintendo. Now you had two sequels to this. You had Donkey Kong Country 2, which came out in 1995. You had Donkey Kong Country 3, which came out in 1996, which was very, very late in the Super Nintendo 16-bit life cycle. This game was called Super Donkey Kong in Japan, and it launched first in Japan in November 1994.
Right, okay.
So that's rounding up my trivia and information for you.
That's very good, mate.
Thank you.
Like I said, I didn't know much about Donkey Kong, only from certain games that you featured in,
Yeah.
if anything. But yeah, I just had a little go. Yeah, it was alright. Yeah.
It's not a bad game really.
Yeah.
It's aged well. Now this the Metacritic score for this was 78%, which it holds to today. EGM magazine gave this 9.25 out of 10. Famitsu magazine gave this 31 out of 40, which is high praise.
Yeah.
And Nintendo Power gave it 8.3 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah, so at the time in 1994 got good reviews. It was the fastest selling game of all time. It held that title in 1994. Naturally, subsequent games have beaten that. Today GTA 5 is probably
Exactly.
how the times change.
But like I said, I think this is what Nintendo needed to bring them back. You know, with the likes of PlayStation, it was upcoming at the time, and Sonic was just becoming more and more massive. Nintendo needed something. They couldn't bring out another Mario game. Donkey Kong needs something extra.
Well, bearing in mind the Super Nintendo CD add-on, which naturally became the PlayStation, didn't come to fruition. And then the Ultra 64, which became Nintendo 64, was still a little way off by this point. So they needed to keep Super Nintendo alive for as long as possible at this point.
I think they did it.
They did, yeah. They did.
And bringing out a Donkey Kong game after once a year was pretty good.
Yeah, exactly that. You repeat on the same success.
Yeah, exactly.
Donkey Kong Country 3 is actually hideously hard to come by and expensive because it's so late in the life cycle. But the first game is pretty easy to get. The second game is relatively easy to get as well. Now, that probably tapers on to the value of this game today.
Right, okay. Yeah, I had a little quick search.
Yeah.
Very different prices on this. Looking at an unboxed version, £8 for the Japanese version.
Oh, really?
Of course, yeah.
That's cheap.
And up to about £20 for the PAL version.
Oh, really? What, in the box as well?
No, out box.
Out box, okay.
Yeah, out box, yeah. Obviously good condition. It all depends on the condition of the game. Box copies, okay. Looking at about £30 to £60.
Oh my god.
Again, the condition of it.
What, like it's in a perfect condition copy?
Exactly.
Like this copy that we're sporting here?
Exactly.
Our own Two Grumpy Retro Gamers copy of the game?
60 to 80, I reckon, around that. Because if you had the CD that come with it, you're looking at about £100 and over.
Crikey.
Yeah.
Featuring one of my favourite bands, Pop Polita stuff.
And would you Adam and Eva? I found perfect condition, sealed copy, game, the CD, the lot, for £7 grand.
£7 grand?
Yeah, he's kind of wishful thinking there. I also said all best offer.
Okay.
£100.
Yeah. Best I can do for you, mate. Sort of grab a pocket at this moment in time.
So crazy.
One thing that's worth noting is that Rare were actually credited for the pre-rendered Donkey Kong look.
Yeah.
So in future Nintendo titles, up to the point where Rare were bought by Microsoft in 2002, Donkey Kong was credited by Rare. So Mario Kart 64, the Mario Party series and things like that.
Yeah.
It was the same look that Rare had created. So that's a nice bit of trivia. I feel it's time for us to give our own review of the game.
I'm thinking that.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good about this game actually.
Graphically,
I think it's outstanding compared to the other 2D games. You look at Mario, Sonic. this is a whole generation. This is a step up the ladder when it comes to 2D games. So I'll give it a 9.
Yeah, no, I'm
You know this?
absolute cahoots with you. Yeah,
Fantastic.
9 out of 10. Sound.
Sound. I like the beginning music.
Yeah.
It's quite fun. So yeah, 8.
Okay, we're going to give that an 8. Nice David Wise composed soundtrack. You're giving it an 8. I'm going to match you on an 8.
Match me on the 8. Yeah.
Overall gameplay from what you played?
Yeah, 8.
8.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I found it a trifle hard. I lost a couple of lives there, as we saw.
Yeah, it was quite hard, but fun at the same time.
Okay.
You know, especially you got the Duty Cons come. You know, I think it's pretty cool. I'll say if you was to get hit or whatever, if you lose bananas, like Sonic with his rings, that'll probably make it a little bit easier to play. How do you find this control-wise?
Control-wise, I find it's quite fluid. There were only a couple of times where I was thinking, ooh. So I'm going to give that another 7.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a 7 as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So our overall ratings there, yeah, I'm definitely on an 8, solid 8.
Yeah, I think 8 as well.
Yeah. So 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Michael, 8 out of 10. Forbes, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 for this game.
So there you go, recommended by us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's part of the show. We're close up. We haven't got the TV involved anymore. So I suppose it's time to do some shout-outs and massage a few egos here and there. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
Let's go to your YouTube channels. Spike Projects, Last Moment Victory. Of course, you've got Mikey Hay as well, always up for a laugh. Am I missing anybody when it comes to YouTube channels?
Retro Hawk.
Retro Hawk, yeah.
Is worth a shout-out. You know, Dusty Joypad.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I've actually been checking their stuff out, really cool. Highly recommended. You know, watch our show first, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose, you know, they don't really give us a shout out, but the Lagcast guys as well, local in Plymouth, support local Plymouth talent. That being us.
It's a 2-week thing for them, isn't it?
Not a clue. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, shame it's not weekly.
Yeah.
You know, I get bored on YouTube. I like to watch new stuff, so bring more stuff out. I'll watch it.
Absolutely, simple as that. So, personal shout outs. Did you do Mikey Hay?
Yeah, I did Mikey Hay. Well, I did him for his YouTube channel. You could do him personally if you want.
Personal shout outs, Mikey Hay. Because I love the guy. I love him.
Yeah,
such a great character.
You can't not love him.
No, you can't. He's colourful character. We love him. We've got John Robson as well, who catches all of our episodes. Great. He hasn't watched Soul Calibur one yet, which, you know, get with the times. That's like 4 weeks ago, John. Come on. So yeah, got John Robson. Worth a shout out. And various other people, I guess. Yeah, family members, friends. My mate Lee Bell, he's been checking our stuff out. Thanks very much, Lee. Appreciate it. Family, they're not worth mentioning the names anyway. Anybody else? Listen, I just feel that it's good that if you sat here watching us now, we really appreciate the support for our corner of YouTube.
Especially if you've come this far.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. We're on episode 19 here, and if you have stuck with us through thick and thin, then we really appreciate it. No, we're not going to be trimming the intro down anytime soon, so sorry.
We need that music.
Yeah.
Okay, we take the music from the game, the music that we love, and that bit is just worth listening to. If you don't fancy watching us, our faces, so just look away for a bit. It's only a minute.
Or just scrub through. You can scrub through to the point where you get into the episode.
Exactly.
So it's as simple as that. Now, we would love it if you could follow us on Facebook, which is MIC Films Entertainment. We'd also really adore it if you could follow us on Twitter as well. I'm at Forbes London.
I'm at Mike Langenbeer.
So, there's no reason why you can't break down the fourth wall and have a chat with us. Have a chat. What do you want to see in future episodes? How do you feel the episode should be going? Are you enjoying it or are you not? Let us know. Critique or fan. Just let us know what you feel.
You've done it before. Do it again. We're always welcome to suggestions. I'd like to do another shout out if you will, Oops.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'd like to give a shout out to our first studio. Right here. Studio 1.
Studio 1.
This has been the last time you see the studio. Next episode will be Studio 2.
Yes, brand new.
Yes.
Brand new.
Looking forward to it. We're setting it all up. It's looking quite good at the moment.
It is looking good, yeah. It's looking pretty top drawer. You'll find the same concept from us checking out retro games on our comparatively small TV. Naturally, we're going to try and make it a little more user friendly, so you can see more of the game rather than our faces most of the time. Now, bearing in mind this is a YouTube channel on Gamer Talk rather than actually Let's Play, so you can bear that in mind. And we like to be sort of your walking, talking information on these retro video games. So, but we will pander down slightly to this, and we will make the studio more viewer friendly.
Definitely, definitely. So episode 19 is the last you see in this studio. Check us out on episode 20.
Episode
20 weeks of this, aren't they?
20th anniversary.
Yeah. And find out what we'll be playing next and what reviews we'll be giving it. So,
we'll see you next game.
See you next game.